Welcome back to the Bow Nerds podcast. This will be our Mental Health Monday check-in. We unfortunately missed a week.
Yes, we did.
I was at the
I
Hunt
was in
Expo.
Utah.
You were in Utah. You were doing some more important things.
Some unfortunate things. Had a celebration of life that I was attending for a family member. So it was my sister-in-law's sister. Super sad situation. So had to make it out to Utah and support the family, and got to see Jared. So that was a good positive thing out of it. Got to go visit
for an hour or two, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I was gonna try to make it back out, but we ended up going over and cooking the family dinner and stuff, and it just stayed late, and I knew you were in bed by that time.
Yeah, since I usually go to bed. If we're not podcasting, I go to bed pretty early. But I totally understand, and way more important things than seeing me and doing the expo.
Yeah, I did have a little bit of FOMO at the expo, knowing that I was like 45 minutes away from the expo. I had a little FOMO for sure.
Yeah, you were not very far away. You could have at least validated some expo tags.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Well, you had other stuff on your mind.
Oh, that didn't even cross my mind. Dang.
Well, when I draw my desert bighorn, you can.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Come be here for that.
When did those come out?
Tomorrow, the next day.
Ooh.
It's usually the first week after the show, but I am not expecting to draw anything.
Hey, that's when you draw. I'm hoping you. I don't know. Usually, somebody that I know gets something.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that say that's your best chance of drawing those once in a lifetime tags. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you get like a 1 in a million chance if you actually draw versus there it's 1 in 100,000, 80,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whoever, not even that. Maybe 1 in 50.
No. Yeah, you
like 50,000.
not terrible odds through the expo, but yeah, it's our mental health check-in. We didn't really have much time to plan things, unfortunately. We've been going and going since the expo, and we're just getting back on track. But I don't know. I think I kind of wanted to discuss something, if you're all right with that.
Absolutely, bring it up.
In lieu of kind of tragedy, unfortunately, why is it that it takes something so tragic in our life for us to actually take a step back and appreciate what we have? That's my question.
It's true. That's been asking myself that quite a bit recently.
Why is it that we get so caught up in the everyday grind that we don't see what's right next to us?
Yeah.
And dude, I am so guilty of it. It's not even funny.
Yeah. No, it's so true. So true. And yeah, like I said, I've been thinking about that a lot this last week, having that friend of mine pass. She was, really good friend, and a mom of 2 little boys, pregnant, has a husband, and it like a terrible thing, right? Freak thing. And just to put into perspective, like your own life, kind of like what you're mentioning, like why does it take something like that to really like make you pause and stop and just reflect and realize what you have sitting next to you? And I feel like the last little while, like I've just been a little bit more gracious with my wife and just trying to be there, a little more intentional, and like just realizing like there is not anything more important than those people around you, especially your family. Like, doesn't matter some stupid little argument or like whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just
absolutely.
So yeah,
and that's all we can do is we just gotta try to slow down just a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate what we have. It's life is precious, man,
Very
and
precious.
I think we've talked about it before, and I know we've talked about it before, but it goes back to that being active in um, like actively appreciating what you have and actively enjoying the
Mm-hmm.
moments with your kids, because it's so easy to miss those things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's
Yeah.
so many distractions in life.
So many.
These stupid things.
Stupid phones, dude. Like, yeah, I catch myself like all the time, just getting distracted on my phone and realizing like my daughter's just sitting there trying to get my attention, and I'm just doot, 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 doot. Like,
Mhm.
so I think this next week, I think Haley and I are gonna delete social media for a week and just take a little break from it and just
Good. That'll be
you
good.
know cleanse a little bit
Yeah.
because it's a good like I'm not anti social media ever. Like obviously we do this all the time and it helps, but I do think that there is a healthy balance, and then also just recognizing when you are wasting too much time and or just using it as a vice on just forgetting life, you know.
A way to escape, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that I
There's a
mean I'm
lot of people
guilty of
do.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how much
So
time you'd save on the toilet without social media?
oh dude, in the
It's
on
so
the
boring.
my wife's like if I don't take my phone on the pot, my wife's like, "Did you poop?" Yeah. Why was that so fast? Like, well, I didn't have my phone. And then when I have my phone, it's like, where have you been the last 3.5 hours?
Yeah. No, it's so true though.
Yeah, oh, I'm making so much noise.
But no, I mean, I think a lot of the times, I mean, it's our fault, right?
Oh,
But
absolutely.
we
Yeah,
unconsciously do it because we get what is that? It's and I'm probably gonna butcher this, but you get like that dopamine response
absolutely. Yeah.
from social media.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's addictive. I mean, that's the same response you get with nicotine,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, yeah. So it's
Yeah. No, it's true. And I think with any of that stuff, we need a break here and there,
absolutely no.
kind
I
of
think that'll be good. Yeah,
refocus.
I might think about doing that.
So if anybody messages me or whatever, my stuff will probably still post just because I
Yeah,
have stuff scheduled. Um, but like, yeah, I'm just gonna have a little break from it, I guess. And I try to do stuff mainly on my computer now, to where like when I do post, it's just on my computer and I don't have to look at my phone and just scroll. And it's not as easy to scroll on a computer, but yeah, I try to schedule everything out. I think YouTube and TikTok I have scheduled out till March 1st.
nice.
But Instagram takes a little longer to schedule stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
You need to have somebody to help you out with that more.
Yeah, that'd be so nice.
I'm almost there.
Just
Captain's
kidding.
testing is in a couple weeks,
Oh, you're good. You're
and
good.
my gosh, dude, that is stressful.
I've got a few jobs coming up, so it's going to be few and far between, I think, on both of us. So we just got to keep
That's okay.
finding the small pockets of time.
Yeah, right. And just try to get stuff recorded when we can. And
Yeah.
um, obviously, you guys probably are aware that this is not our full time job. This is not even our part time job. This is
This is our free time when the kids are in bed, fun FaceTime chat.
yeah, exactly.
Just
Yeah.
keeping up.
Yeah, and I've said it before, but I think this is just as much for Braxton and I as it is for anybody else listening out
Oh,
there.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, dude, I've been shooting my bows at a 5-yard range right here in this room. Shot my RVX, shot my RX, what is it, RX 7, and my wife's hype my wife's Hyperforce lefty,
Mm-hmm.
messing around with lefty a little bit.
Okay, and
And I really, I like them all. Lefty's definitely just, I actually kind of like it. I extended the draw length. It's still a little bit short, but I extended it to 28. The reason why I'm bringing this up is just I sit in my office all day and do some work, and then I need a break. And so bows have been the break. That has been my downtime, I guess, so to say.
yeah, no, that's
um,
good.
and gosh, going back to the 80 pound on the RX-7, dude, I'm so weak. Holy crap.
Dude, if you
Holy
don't shoot
crap.
80 pounds very often, it's something to get used to. That's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely love having that back wall, having it a heavier let off. I hold way steadier than what I'm at 70 on my RVX.
Oh, it's crazy what that holding weight does.
Yeah, yeah. And then I changed my release. Um, so my hinge release, it was a 3 finger, and I just unscrewed the third finger tab, took that off, so then it's just 2, and then it's just really and I made it really sensitive because I found that when it was like more with 3 fingers, like I would purposefully like really hinge or I could pull it. And having the 2 almost makes it so I can't pull it as hard. Kind of makes it a lot more difficult to pull, if that makes sense.
Maybe I should do that.
Can you? Yeah, you can do the same thing on yours. I don't know. It's really weird at first. There's been a couple times where like I thought I was gonna shoot my release through my bow, but I I'll just grab it. I'll show you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's all good. So I was doing some research for y'all because I'm not a psychologist or a therapist or anything like that. So I was doing some research, and Brax brought up a good point. It is a tool, so we can offer you guys some helpful information. Playing on my release here, it's a tool to help you if you suffer from some depression or anxiety, especially. Um, Taking a break and stepping back from certain daily tasks has been known to help out with anxiety and depression, because a lot of people get, I think a lot of people's anxiety stems from those everyday tasks. So if you can find something to do, right, whether that's read or shoot your 12 bows at 5 yards, or or go, or even, I mean, seriously, go do some push-ups or go run a mile or something. Uh, some unofficial studies were showing that helps a lot.
It's true. It does help.
Yeah.
And like I was listening to a podcast actually when I was on the plane coming back from Utah, and it was like just breaking the day into a few different days in like a 6 hour period. So like 6 a.m. to noon, noon to 6, 6 to midnight. Just really can help like break up like from 6 a.m. to noon, you're going to accomplish X, Y, and Z. From noon to 6, you're going to accomplish A, B, and C. And then 6 to midnight is your family time or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Just,
Yeah.
I feel like you can just really hone in and maybe take that break at noon, take that break at 6, take that break whenever, needed. Just because, like, if you overwhelm yourself with a full day from 6 a.m. till midnight, like, I don't know about you, but for me, that overwhelms the crap out of me unless I'm
Oh,
hunting, because
absolutely.
all I want to do is
Absolutely.
hunt the whole time. But if I have work and stuff to do, like, I've got to break it up, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a good point. And that actually, so this will be posting after Friday. So, um, my last Fitness Friday talks about small goals and large goals, and I know I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but no, it goes into the same lines of that. So that was another thing that they were talking about when I was doing some hardcore research on the interwebs.
The old
Just-
internet.
well, because I mean, we don't like think about this stuff very
Yeah,
often, but like once you read something, you're like, oh yeah, I do that, and that helps. And
totally.
I just forgot my point, so that's
That's a
cool.
good point.
We're so good at this. I hope you guys are at least smiling right now.
Here's my homemade D-loop strap. It goes on.
That's so small.
You can cinch it on, and then my 2-finger release. So freaking tuck that safety pin right in, tight. Draw back, and then it's a pretty. I mean, it's pretty
Do you
sensitive.
feel like it made it hotter?
Kind of, but not really. But yes, at the same time, because I made it hotter. So I adjusted it a touch to where, because I don't have that third finger for the leverage to really crank down on that, I had to make it just a little bit hotter so I didn't have to travel as far. Jared is in the bow shop just searching for stuff right now. So,
well, you got me. You got me pondering now.
I've really been tinkering a little bit. So changing up stabilizer stuff and changing my release, changing my peep height, changing my nose button, changing my peep opening size, whatever, the aperture. All right, Jared's trying out the
I'm so
2-finger.
nervous right now. Dude, that throw is still so long on that release.
Oh yeah, that one does have a little bit of a long throat to it. This thing's pretty short. It's not
I
really.
do like that though.
I do like it. I like it a lot.
It makes me more aware of this motion.
Having that leverage
I
of the neck coming out.
Yeah. So this motion.
So I try not. So I made mine hot enough to where I try not to pivot, and it's literally squeezing my back, and it's pulling back.
That's probably the right way to do it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying it. I haven't done it further than 5 yards recently, so yeah, I need to get out and shoot, and I'm excited to do some long shots with my new peep height because I raised a good chunk, pretty freaking high, but it's still
Really?
I found myself scrunching down to it, trying to look through, and so and I just think I'd done that.
I feel like I told you that a long time ago.
Yeah, and you got to realize things on your own, to
no,
actually believe it.
Right. No, yeah, no, you're right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just really gonna pay attention to my peep height. So I started drawing back, eyes closed, get in a comfortable spot, and then I open. I'm like, dude, that peep is so low. What the heck? So then I crank it up, and on all my bows, I've just slid them all up just to get used to it, and just I don't know, just having fun with it. And I mean, it added 40 yards on my sight tape because my 40 was my my 60 was my 20 now, or no, my 20 was my 60, however you say that.
Isn't that crazy what changing your peep height does?
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So we're getting into the bow techie stuff right now, and that's okay.
The reason being is because I took a mental break right before we started recording, and I was shooting my bows.
Well, I was just gonna say that's just even more important to make sure that you center that sight housing in that peep, right? Because if you're off a little bit, I mean,
Totally.
like you just had a 40-yard change, but if your anchor's off a little bit and you're not centered, then you will be off by feet a long ways away.
Yeah. Yeah. And a I actually watched one of the John Dudley videos recently. He just dropped, and it was like he was doing the peep with the sight housing, and then basically if you're half your ring or whatever is covered, and then the other half is open on your sight housing that you can see through your peep. He kind of put that into perspective of like, okay, you're off a centimeter on your peep. That is no different than literally dialing your windage a centimeter and now shoot 100 yards, and now that is way
Way
off
off.
the target. So
Yeah.
I didn't really like, I knew it made a big difference, but I never really thought of it in that sense to where
Yeah.
it is that big of a deal. So
No, that's huge. And if anybody listening to this podcast has never done archery before, um, I highly recommend it. Not in the sense that you have to hunt or anything, but like playing along with this being the mental health podcast episode. If you've never shot a bow, when you're at full draw, like there is literally nothing else on your mind at all, other than you're coming in, you got your anchor point, you got your nose on the string, you're
yeah,
centering the peep and the sight, and you're looking at the target and you're focusing on pulling through the shot, and you're doing all of these things simultaneously. It is impossible to think about anything else. So that's why you hear a lot of archers talk about shooting my bow really helps with my mental health and really helps me calm down and really just resets my mind. So that's what they're talking about when they're talking about that, because there's literally nothing else you can think about when you're at full draw.
mm-hmm, totally true. Yeah, it's you are single task focused. Think about all the little details, your breathing, what if you're hunting or if it's target, like what that target's doing, where you're going to be aiming, pin your pin float, everything, everything, and recognizing like is your gear set up properly? Like should I change my stabilizer setup? Should I change my peep height? Should I change my D loop length? Should I change the way that I hold my release? Like all of these little things are constantly going through your head just at full draw, at least for me.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. And I mean, definitely, like, there's a
We
lot of
hit
people that say
25
not enough
minutes, I'm
stuff.
sure.
Dude,
Ouch. That was loud.
I heard it. I heard it. I heard it this time. Is it better?
No, it's still going. One day we'll get Jared a new microphone. I can't hear you.
Is it doing it still?
Oh, there you are. No, you're good.
Oh, maybe I found a quick fix.
What's the quick fix?
Just a mic off on situation.
Oh,
We're gonna come up with like a little code signal. So you just gotta like pick your nose or something, and you just like tap on this or something. I'm so sorry, guys.
it's code red, code red.
Hey, we're just starting, and this is a Timu podcast, so
Sponsored by Timu.
sponsored by.
No, dude, yeah, I mean, there's been so many people like previously before you were on the podcast. We interviewed a few veterans and stuff, AJ and I, that got into archery, and it's something that leaving the military, these guys have 20, 30, 40 years in the military. That's all they know, type of stuff, and don't really have a purpose, what they feel after the fact.
Yeah.
That there's actually quite a few veteran like archery groups that help veterans get into archery, just because there is so much detail to it that's what keeps them entertained, keeps their mind busy, keeps them in a positive atmosphere, and gives them a purpose. And yeah, like there's a lot of,
Yeah.
it's more than just a hobby. Like it's literally
Sure.
something that has honestly saved a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's where I first met AJ. Was at Black Rifle Coffee put on that event. I don't
You've
remember
met
that.
AJ and I haven't.
You haven't met AJ?
I've never met
Oh,
AJ.
that's fantastic. Yeah, so Black Rifle put this on at the Easton Center,
Okay.
and we taught not I mean kind of, yeah, we taught a handful of veterans how to shoot a bow, and
Oh,
then
that's sick.
just shot with some others that have shot. I mean, some amputees, double amputees, like some awesome people, but they lit up, man, when they got a
Yeah,
bow in their hands.
that's
It was
awesome.
cool. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah,
But we actually got hit up on our
it's true.
Instagram from a guy that wants to be on this podcast. That is a archery in motion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you reply to
um,
him yet?
yeah. He said he's available at
Sweet.
after 3 p.m. today.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
We
He's
are 10 o'clock. Think he's still up?
no. He said Thursday or Friday this week after 3, and after 2 p.m. on Wednesday the 5th of March, which will that'll be good for that one. Is it doing it again? Oh, you just yeah. So when you guys eat those, don't like suck in through your nose at the same time.
It's the lemon lime one. It's pretty strong. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. I was taking my electrolyte shot. Pixie stick.
Yeah. So
Um,
should we summarize real quick?
summarize? Summarize
Yeah,
what?
yeah. In efforts to keep these episodes short, still.
Oh, yeah. That's what time are we at? We're at 20. Wow, 28 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we
Well,
haven't talked in
guys,
a while.
dude, we haven't talked in a long while.
I know it's been
Well,
like 3
to be
days.
honest, I've yet to get a message saying thank you for doing them short. But I have gotten messages saying, "Hey, you guys could do these longer."
Really?
Yeah.
Let's keep talking, bro. What are you talking about?
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It could be, who knows? And like, I should look at the analytics somewhere and just see what they really are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have
I
a
think
tab.
my family's finally over the 3 month sickness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we're heading to Disneyland on Friday. So
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
happiest place on earth, said somebody without kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Just kidding.
I haven't been with a kid yet. I'm going to Disney World in a couple months.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. It'll be good. And honestly, I think I'm gonna delete. I was thinking about deleting social media while I'm there for that
You
time.
should definitely. Definitely.
So
Yeah, just be with the family and probably delete text messaging anyways too.
yeah,
Just turn your phone
probably
on airplane
just
mode.
turn my phone on airplane mode and hang out with the family and study for the captain's test.
For sure, honestly.
Yeah.
I'll just text Melissa if I need to get a hold of you.
Yeah. There you go.
Be like, hey, Jared, I'm just making sure he's alive.
Yeah. Oh, what about this? Because this just popped up. My phone's sitting right here, and a notification from YouTube popped up, and it was Stealthy Hunter, something blah blah blue blah carnivore. With you eating cleaner, have you noticed any differences in your mood and stuff?
So yes, technically, and then I traveled to Utah, and I still tried to eat cleaner. Like I still ate better than my normal diet was, but I still was like I was eating out, like In-N-Out Burger and Costa Vida and Burger King, and
And 2 Red Bulls and an Ignite.
I might have had that. And so now I feel like again
Yeah.
to where I need a week or two to get back and just eat clean. I mean, I'm still eating clean. Candy, I may so like for those of you who don't know me, I am a candy connoisseur. I don't have a mechanism in my brain that says stop eating candy. So if there's still candy in a bag, I will eat it till I find the bottom of the bag. And this is this is a fact. This is 100% true. I gave myself one candy that I could eat when I was in Utah, and that was a Mavericks sour gummy worms. Because
how many bags of those did you buy?
I only ate one. I only bought one bag, and I ate one bag in one
Oh,
sitting
good.
really quick.
And then you felt like garbage.
And then I felt like crap, but they were so good. I miss those. I miss Maverick so bad, dude. Maverick, that was my go-to. That was my lunch. I'd get a Maverick burrito, some sour gummy worms, and a Monster back in the day. So we're not doing that no more. And I mean, when I'm home, dude, it's like my treat is now Greek yogurt and some raspberries. Like
There you go.
it's still super good. And now like I crave healthy food and just trying to keep it like high density in protein and stuff. And I try to do
The less ingredients, the better.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the majority of my my meals have to do with either elk, deer, or buffalo, and some veggies, and then every once in a while I'll do some rice. I try not to just gang up all my calories and stuff on rice carbs and stuff.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I'm like, I need something like super filling, so I'll just freaking pound some rice with it. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I just do like tortilla-less tacos, some beans and veggies and meat.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually, I don't know if did I send you the Huberman podcast I was listening to with
probably.
so
I felt like I
it's
remember you sending something, but then
you probably did. You just left me on red.
probably I.
Oh yeah,
Oh
so it's
yeah,
right
you
here.
sent
So
it.
it
You
says
sent it.
how foods and nutrients control our moods. So he was talking about. I don't know if you listened to it
I
yet.
didn't. I tried. I was on the
It's
airplane when you sent it to me.
okay. It's worth a listen. It's he talks about how like the vagus nerve, um, cranial nerve number 10, I believe, goes down, and there's parts of it innervate like your stomach and your digestive system and stuff. And they did a study where they like blindfolded people, they like numb their taste buds and everything, and through the sensors in their gut, they could tell that they were still eating something sweet and sugary because of how
Really?
powerful sugar and glucose is.
Yeah.
So if like you talk about how like you can't live without candy and people have such a hard time quitting sugars and candies and stuff. I mean, like it's down deep.
Yeah. I believe. Yeah, I believe that because like I don't know what the switch was recently. Like it was more of just like I don't want to anymore. It wasn't like I gotta stop, like stop eating candy. Like this is bad for you. Like it wasn't that. It was just like literally I got back from Arizona and I ate crap in Arizona, you saw, but like right as soon
Oh
as I
yeah,
got home, dude, like nothing mentally I didn't change it. Like I literally was just like all of a sudden I just started eating healthy and then I recognized it and I'm like, oh, I don't really want and maybe too is like budgeting. I don't want to spend money on crap.
yeah, exactly, 100%. And
And
I
just
feel like the people that I've seen be more successful, like with nutrition and stuff, and how at least as well for me is if you stop demonizing food and if you keep telling yourself, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that, then you're always going to be wanting it and craving it.
mm-hmm,
But if it's more like you just had that light switch flip, right?
mm-hmm.
Where essentially your mindset shifted, right? To where you're not like, oh, I can't have this, I can't have this. But it was like, I don't want that. I don't need that.
Yeah,
Right? Like
totally.
if and like when people are like asking me about nutrition and my diet and stuff, they're like, I just realized I said like a lot. Um, like they they say, "What, you can't have this?" And it's like, no, I choose not to. I could eat it if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So if you have that mindset shift, it makes your dieting and nutrition so much easier.
It, dude, 100%. And like, same thing happened with, I went to my nephew's birthday party here a few weeks ago, and I knew that we were going to be eating cake. I like cake, but I was like, I don't really want cake. And I still like a little sweetness. So I just brought a tub of Greek yogurt, strawberries, and honey, and I just put it in my in law's fridge for when we had cake. And everybody like had opened the fridge during the time that we were there and like, what's this crap in here? Like, what the heck is that? I'm like, guys, that's just my yogurt. They're like, why does it look disgusting? It's because the honey like made it like look weird. Um anyway, and then everybody kept asking me, they're like, what, you can't eat cake? And like, I've never been a fat person. Like I've never been
Yeah.
overweight. I've always been really skinny, and that's my hardest thing is gaining weight and gaining muscle mass. And so like when I'm eating healthy, people are like, why are you doing this? You're not fat. You got nothing to lose. Like what the heck? And I was just like, people, they were like, dude, what, you can't have cake? I'm like, no, I don't want cake.
Yeah,
Like,
just leave me alone, okay?
I've got 3,000 calories to eat today, and I
I'm
don't
not
want it to
wasting it
be
on
cake.
cake.
Yeah, like I want to eat a freaking 4-pound burger at the end of the day. Okay, leave me alone. But
Yeah,
it is true.
it's
The
pretty
mindset
crazy.
change. It's just like same thing with like Haley. She's kind of done the same thing. Like she's in the past had a bad relationship with saying, I can't have that. I can't have that. I can't have that. And
Hmm.
now, like, I feel like with my mindset change, it's really helped her to where it's like, oh, I can have, I can. I'm choosing not to. And she's kind of seeing and doing the same thing. And she's keeping never like she's keeping count of her own calories, her own macros, whatever. And I'm doing my own. And I think it's just like you are what you are around, right? That's what it
Absolutely.
is. And like I didn't care, and I started doing it myself, and then she started following and doing similar stuff. And like I feel like we both see a difference in, I mean, I've gained weight, she's lost weight. That's so it's worked.
Perfect. But that's where goals come into play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone
Yeah.
has individual goals, and everybody should. I don't think there's any two people should ever eat this exact same,
No,
right?
no.
Because everyone's gonna have different goals. Everybody processes things differently and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
that's it's hard because a lot of people ask for like nutrition advice and what to do for nutrition, and it's hard to be really like sympathetic when it comes to nutrition
Mm-hmm.
because it really is just a mindset shift. It's really not that hard.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just need to do it. There's a lot harder things in life. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But just it's you just gotta want to do it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen so many people. I mean, you're a perfect example. You want to make that change, you make that change. It's as simple as that. You don't want the food in your house, don't buy it. Right?
Yep.
Now,
Totally.
kids come into play, and your wife wants to buy other stuff, then that's a different story. But
This is true. This is true.
this
But
is
then it kind of comes into play as well with like your kids, meaning you don't want, like, one thing that I've been very cautious about with my daughter is not giving her different food dyes, red dye, blue dye, yellow, whatever, all that crap. Like if I do find her a fruit snack, it's a fruit snack without dye. Like she can still have the sugary fruit snack here and there, but not with red 40, whatever. Just because
absolutely.
like I have noticed a mood change. Like she goes absolutely psycho on two things:
Isn't it insane, dude?
food coloring, yeah, absolutely insane. And then the next one, brown sugar. So like cookies, dude, she turns to just complete Tasmanian devil. Just go psycho. Like it doesn't matter. It could be a crumb of a chocolate chip cookie, which that is probably my number one favorite food. It's like ever is homemade chocolate chip cookies. And basically since we've had her, I haven't been doing it because I don't want her asking for them, I don't give her, like, she is not allowed to have cookies at all,
Yeah,
ever.
for
Like,
sure.
this
Yeah,
is non-negotiable. And like, I don't know. I feel like when you are making a decision for yourself, you try to help what you're putting in your pantry, what your kids are going to be eating, and just trying to be more mindful of that. I don't know.
absolutely.
That's just kind of,
And we're not like you said, our kids can have foods. They're
yeah,
not we're not taking everything away from them because the crazy thing to watch is I see Lakeland, like they'll ask me, "Daddy, you want a bite of this cookie?" or "Daddy, you want a bite of this candy or something?" I'm like, "No, Daddy doesn't eat that stuff." And my daughter now, every now and then, I see the, like a look in her eye that she's thinking like, "Well, Daddy's not eating this. Like, maybe it's not the healthiest thing." Or we correlate like tummy aches and stuff to um, stuff that they eat that's bad, so that way they can associate that
mm-hmm.
themselves, right?
Yeah,
But that's when they get to a certain age. I mean,
yeah,
Coco's away from that, and so are my boys. But you're starting to see that kind of thing with Lakeland, and it's kind of cool.
yeah. No, they what's the saying? It's like habits aren't taught, but they're, what's the word? They're caught.
Oh, okay.
Is that
I
there's
haven't
saying
heard
like that. It's like habits aren't taught, they're caught, type of thing. Something along
yeah,
those lines, to where yes, you can
I
tell
like that.
Lakeland like the cookie's bad for you, but then she sees dad in the corner eating a box of cookies. Which one is she gonna believe? Dad's eating the box of cookies, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
like definitely led by example. And so if she
Oh,
sees you not
100%.
eating it, she's not gonna want to eat it, realizing, oh, maybe it isn't the best thing to be
Yeah,
eating, for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. And then so like next Friday's fitness post is going to be a lot different if I can get it to freaking upload without glitching. Um,
Oh, did it glitch
so
with recording it?
no. So I did it all on my camera, edit it in Resolve, and then upload. And been trying to upload it on Riverside here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's pretty cute because Valor he pretty much hung out with me the entire time,
Oh, that's epic.
and it's a full thing. And he's over there doing push-ups, he's doing deadlifts, he's doing, and then like I didn't see it, and the camera caught it, which I kind of love. I might just film every freaking workout now because like I was doing warm ups and like stretching and doing stuff, and he's just sitting there just watching me, and I was
That's
like, "Oh,
awesome.
bud,
That's awesome.
that's awesome, man."
Yeah, they
Make
and
me,
they see it,
I,
and they know it. They're not dumb. They know what's going on, and like, that's probably you with your dad 20, 30 years ago, right? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely,
and your dad is still jacked, and look, you're still jacked. So
yeah,
like, there's a correlation, no doubt.
yeah, absolutely, there is for sure.
Yeah.
So
I think it's important to, I like, kind of meshing this whole message, I think, into kind of one thought, is just like taking care of yourself so you can take care of others or your family. So whether that might be taking a break while you're working to shoot your bow, read a book, do some push-ups, taking a moment to recognize and better yourself with your diet, with your exercise, whatever that might be, and then just being that example. Stop talking about what you're going to do and just do it and let other people see it. Like, you know.
absolutely,
So,
no, I agree.
and like, you'll be able to just be there a little bit better for your family. And the quote that you shared a little while ago about, if you're willing to die for your family, or you're willing to live for them, dude, ever since you said that, like, it stuck. And I shared it with my dad. Um, uh, I was just, like, he's he loves his food, and he's doing really good right now with just maintaining what a healthy diet should be, or whatever. Just kind of doing his macros and calorie counting. I told him that, I was like, Dad, you're willing to die for us, right? He's like, yeah. And he's like, I just told him, I was like, well, are you willing to live? Like, look at all of your grandkids. This is the reason why you are choosing to be healthier. This is the reasons why you are choosing to, like, because there was a point where he was chugging like 4 Red Bulls a day, which was new.
Oh
Like, he had never done that
man,
my whole
yeah,
life. And the last few years, like, I just had seen him like 5 hour energy drinks, Red Bulls. And it got to a point where I told him straight up, I was like, Dad, don't get me wrong. I love my caffeine. I love my Red Bulls. I love my Monsters, my Reigns, my Ghosts. I can go on and on and on and on about energy drinks. I got to the point where I was drinking 3, 4, 5 a day. Not good. And I recognize it for myself. Like, okay, I can't do this. I should not do
yeah,
this. I want to live. Um, and so I kind of just told him, I'm like, you can pick and choose what you want to do. This is, I'm just throwing it out there on, you should research what this could do to you at one, your age, and two, to anyone. Um, and then I was like, I will order you some Mountain Ops Enduro so you can have some energy drink, some flavored drink.
yeah.
It's good for
It's
you,
absolutely,
healthy for the heart. There's no caffeine, and you can help use that to wean yourself off of caffeine. And a
yeah,
little while ago, he
exactly.
went cold turkey and just went totally off caffeine. And I think
Good for him.
he'll have a drink here and there, but like it's not
Yeah,
what it used to be. So
yeah. I haven't. I've had coffee in the mornings, but I haven't had any other caffeines the last handful of days. I
that's
honestly
good.
feel better. It's amazing how much more tired you feel the more caffeine you drink.
I should probably.
I heard a study. Read? No, I heard information regarding caffeine. Um, and I don't. I need to probably dive into it more and see how true it is. But caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. It just blocks the receptors for you feeling tired.
Yeah. Yep. It's exactly what it is. It literally
Aside
just.
from increasing your heart rate, which is what like there's the freaking national average of like people dying from cardiac related diseases or issues from caffeine is like through the roof right now.
Yeah. My wife's uncle is the president CEO of every hospital in Montana or something like that. And I was at his house and I was holding just a white Ultra Monster. That's like my go-to, right? And it's low. It's like 160 milligrams of caffeine. I'm like, dude, I can have like 4 of these a day and be golden, right? This is in my head, and I'm just
Yeah.
at that time. I think I was drinking one, maybe two a day, roughly on average. And I had the one, and he was like, "You drink those?" And I was like,
Oh gosh.
yeah, dude, this one's nothing. And he looked at me and he was like, how much caffeine is really in that? And I told him I was like 160. And he was like, you can make your decisions and do what you want. But he's like, I don't think you should drink it because of the amount of people in their 20s walking into the hospitals with heart attacks is absolutely insane. And it is all from these energy drinks. And I was like, really? Like 160 grams? And he was like, yeah, like that is enough. That is
That's a
plenty. You
lot.
probably shouldn't have more than
50.
70, 80. Like a cup of
Yeah.
coffee, 40, whatever it is. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
And
And
I wonder what about what about the caffeine? Me, paramedic nerding out here, but what about the caffeine aside from increasing the heart rate is actually causing these heart attacks? Like, I wonder if it's arrhythmias. I wonder if they're getting like ischemia of the heart vessels because it's beating so fast. I mean, caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, so there's smaller vessels right there. So I wonder if people are just more prone to clot. I
yeah,
don't know.
maybe. I don't know. Because, like, the thing is with me, so I guess a good example to think about heart rate, my resting heart rate off caffeine sitting here right now is roughly about 45 to 50, max 50, like very low heart rate versus my wife. Her resting heart rate is like 95. Like it is me working out, like just through the roof. And if she takes caffeine, her heart goes to like 180, 200, like insane heart rates. And then
I
she
feel like
gets
V does the same thing.
really just like anxious. She goes like she can't digest it. She just can't do it. Versus me, I'm like, oh, here's 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day. I feel fine. I can go to sleep right now. Like, and my heart is still at 40 beats a minute. Like,
Yeah.
so who knows? Like, if the wrong person is drinking these, like if Haley was drinking Monsters and Red Bulls, Ghost, whatever, all these energy drinks constantly, they'd probably give her a heart attack.
Oh, dude, you want to talk about exacerbating anxiety? Caffeine, dude.
Yeah,
You want to
that
make
is
your anxiety worse? Keep drinking caffeine. Tell you
it's
right
true.
now.
It's true. And I did that to her the other day. I told you that when I was in town. She was tired and she was really wanting to go to the gym. She asked me, she's like, make me a powerful pre-workout. So I was like, all right, like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. So I did half a scoop of Yeti, which was 100 milligrams, and then half a scoop of Enduro just to keep, having just enough, whatever, everything else. And then almost a full scoop of the beta alanine. She made it to the gym, called me 10 minutes later and said, I'm in the bathroom. I'm freaking out. I got an anxiety attack. I don't know what is going on. My heart won't stop. She's like freaking out. So I was like, okay, chill, take a big deep breath, come home. So she came home and I said, we're going to make you sober really quick. Jump in the ice bath. So I made her get in the ice bath and it
Uh,
worked. It freaking worked. She
oh yeah,
totally cleared up and
absolutely.
was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's so like, it's funny. Like with the ice bath situation is you like if you're in a down state, you don't want to get in at all. But like that is going to help you 100%. So like I'll recognize her mood or whatever, and just like if she's anxious or depressed or just like can't get out of her head, I'm just like, come here, take your clothes off. You get in the ice bath.
Take your take your clothes off.
Take your
No, we're
clothes
not
off.
doing that.
No. Get in the ice bath.
No, it's pretty crazy what I personally have felt from an ice bath, mood wise. I think that has been probably the most substantial change in mood in the shortest amount of time with anything that I've done.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Absolutely.
I think it's better than any drug, to be honest with you. It sounds probably super cliche, but dude, it,
Dude,
it is crazy. You dunk your head and you get out of the ice bath after a couple minutes. It's pretty legit.
you're a new person.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, homework, it's still wintertime. Get a bucket, just get a black tote. You buy it at Costco. Jared's got a big, giant one, 130-gallon, whatever it is, and fill it up with your
Okay.
hose water. Leave it outside.
Come on.
What?
Come on, Grizzly. I'm waiting on that tub.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, I'm going to fly out there just for that.
Yeah.
And we can do a
It's fun.
super gay podcast, both of us sitting in at the same time recording a podcast.
You can't say gay.
Sorry, gay.
Oh wait, we can now. I don't know how this works.
Trump's
But
president. You
no.
can say it. Just kidding. It was getting
Only-
way out of hand. Anyway,
This is getting out of control.
um,
But yes.
so
Try
yeah,
ice bathing if you haven't.
absolutely. I think, and here's where, and I know I've mentioned in previous podcasts, I struggle to get in an ice bath up to my chin. So when I'm not like when I'm not trained to do it, all I do is up to my knees or my mid thigh, whatever it is. I just go stand in ice cold water, and like that still gets the endorphins in your head and like still gives you that fight or flight. And I feel like an ice bath is more painful when you are struggling mentally. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
you know what
It
I
takes
mean?
way longer to get those 3 minutes over with.
Yeah. You do 3?
100%.
Is 3 a good amount? I do
I
4.
I yeah, I don't know. I don't do it any more than 3 minutes and
Mm.
I don't know. There's so many different theories and stuff like that. As long as you get, what do they say, 11 to 15 minutes a week, and as long as it's below 55 degrees, then you're good to go.
Okay.
I've heard so many different things. I don't see added benefits for what I'm after going below 40 degrees. Like
Yeah,
when there's ice on top and it's frozen, I haven't noticed a better result than when the water was 48. You know what I mean?
totally. Yeah.
Personally. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's still, I feel like it still does the same thing. Right now we just had a snowstorm today, so my water was cold. It was bad.
oh, that's awesome. But no, no, yeah, yeah. Is that better? Is that better?
No. Sorry guys, I was doing the code for a while. For Jared's microphone was squealing at us. So we're going to wrap up this episode, guys. Get the hour in. Hopefully, this helped one of you out there listening to kind of decide on the next step to help your mental health and just realize that you're not alone. And again, if there's anything anyone ever wants to reach out about, please reach out to either the Bow Nerds podcast, Instagram, Hacks and Hunt Instagram, Peaked Out Adventures Instagram. Just find a way to get a hold of us, and hopefully we can, one, give some advice, or two, get you on the podcast and talk about some things. So appreciate the time. And if you haven't already, subscribe to, whether you're on YouTube or on Spotify. It really helps kind of just push us a little bit further, and all the support helps. So appreciate you guys, and catch you on the next one.
Take it easy, y'all. My mic's